Good morning, everyone. So good to have you back, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. Before we get started, press that like button, share it, invite others into this space each morning so we can be challenged and be blessed by the Word of God and even convicted by the Word of God. I want to call today's video The Plan and the Pity. It comes from Jonah chapter 4, verses 5 through 9. But God said to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry about the plant?" "It is," he said. "And I am so angry. I wish I were dead." Have you ever lost it over something very small? Like really lost, like your head exploded. And maybe your coffee spilled on the way to work, or maybe someone cuts you off in traffic, or a text message speaks to you the wrong way. And then suddenly, it's like every frustration you've been holding back inside of you comes pouring out over that one little thing. And when you think about it, it's not really about the coffee, it's not about the annoying driver. It's like a tipping point. Sometimes the pressure just builds up and builds up and builds up until the smallest little cracks, is the smallest thing cracks it open and explodes. And in that moment, it's like God's quietly asking, "Is it right for you to be so angry?" That's Jonah's story in the Bible today. Jonah got real angry. I mean, really angry. Not because of injustice or loss. He got angry because of a plant that grew overnight and gave him some shade under the beating sun. And then it just withered and died. And Jonah got attached to that plant. That plant made him more comfortable. And when it was taken away, his peace went with it. And the crazy part is here, Jonah was more upset. Remember, Jonah is prophet of God, and he's more upset about losing that plant than he was about the whole city, the entire city of people facing destruction. And that's where God steps in and says, "Is it right for you, Jonah, to be angry about the plant?" And Jonah, without losing a beat, fires back and says, "It is. I am so angry. I wish I were dead." Imagine that. And God uses that moment to show Jonah. Remember, the prophet of God. He's saying, "Jonah, this is what should matter to you more." The people of Nineveh. And God was showing Jonah where his compassion should lie. His comfort was more important to Jonah. And God is saying, "No, the entire city should be more important to you." And the story is not just about Jonah, is it? It's about you. It's about me. What is your plan? What's that one thing that, if it's taken away, makes you feel like life's not worth it anymore? Maybe it's that deal, that business. Maybe it's your job security. Maybe something's not going right and you're praying, and God needs to answer that. Otherwise, your life is over. Maybe it's your reputation. Maybe it's your routine. Maybe it's feeling in control or being liked. Many times, God messes with your comfort not to hurt you, but to shake you up and wake you up a little bit. And he's not being harsh. In fact, he's being kind. He's exposing where your heart's really anchored. I remember a season when it felt like everything I counted on was kind of slipping away, withering away. Opportunities I thought were mine, and recognition I had worked so hard for, relationships I leaned on. Just one thing after another just kind of withered away and died. And honestly, I was angry. Deep down, I was angry at God for messing with what made me feel secure at the time. But I look back at those moments and I see that God was exposing something in me. My sense of peace was rooted in my comfort, in these opportunities, and not in God. We think about Jesus who lost everything for us, not for people who deserved it, but for sinners like you and like myself. And Bible says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. And that kind of love doesn't cling to comfort, it clings to the cross. And my friends, when that truth really sinks in, I mean, really sinks in, it changes how you and I see our comfort. So this morning, I want to challenge you. Next time your comfort gets shaken, ask yourself, what's my plant? And then pray, God, help me care more about what you care about than what makes me comfortable. You see, unless in between obedience to God, I mean, comfort, nothing wrong with comfort, but if it comes in between your obedience to God, that's a problem. Because when you start to love like Christ, you'll stop being trapped by your own comfort. When you start caring about others like Christ cares for them, you'll free yourself from comfort, and that will give you freedom and the joy that we all are seeking. And I pray that the story of Jonah blessed you this morning. And before I go away, and you haven't clicked that like button, what are you waiting for? Please click that like button, and I'll see you in a couple of days. God bless you.